Hey, there you are, and welcome to My Dude Watch. My name is Jason, and I have an absolute stunner for you today. It's gorgeous, it's elegant, and we're going to talk about it. We are going to carve this watch up and do a comprehensive report. So when we're done, we'll know all there is to know about this watch. So does that sound like a plan? Awesome. Stay tuned. Okay, we're just about ready to get going, but before we do, let's do a quick wrist check. Okay, today I'm wearing a watch by RGMT. It's a tritium watch, which means there are small glass tubes located on the dial that emits a steady glow for many years. In this case, the watch hands and hour markers are filled with tritium. You guys check it out. Okay, I think we're ready to do this. Let's get it. And you are looking at the Addiesdive AD-2034. This affordable chronograph comes in black and white dials. These watches are absolutely stunning. The 2034 is powered by a mecha quartz movement whose precision rate is within 0.02 seconds per day. It has a domed sapphire crystal, a nice bezel, and many other incredibly good specs. Okay, let's get the tell of the tape. This watch has a diameter of 42 millimeters. Her lug-to-lug length is 48 millimeters, and she's 15.2 millimeters thick, and this is due to that domed sapphire crystal. She's also a strap monster due to her 20 millimeter lugs, and to make that bracelet even more comfortable, it tapers down to 16 millimeters at the clasp. And she weighs in at 165 grams, and let's not forget she has 200 meters of claimed water resistance. Okay, let's take a closer look at the case. And starting with a profile look, we can see the beautiful workmanship on the flanks. Although I would have preferred the side walls to be brushed, I have to admit the gloss doesn't look too bad, although I can quite accurately predict there'll be tons of fingerprints to wipe off daily. However, the craftsmanship is spot on, and I have no complaints at all about that. I like the way the sides transition to the lug hoods. This is a high point and has been done very well. I like the brushwork on top of the lug hoods and the tips. The angles are smoothed over as they should be, and that makes for a very elegant looking case. Let's turn the watch around and have a look at the other side. Here you can see the signed crown, which measures 7 millimeters, and that's slightly larger than the average crown. On either side of the crown are the pushers. To me, they offer a retro look, and that's very attractive. The lug tips are angling down and somewhat aggressively. As we've mentioned before, this will help the watch fit smaller wrists. And looking on top of the case, we can see the circular brushing. This quality of workmanship is generally held for more expensive pieces. This is very nice. And let's turn the watch over and have a look at the bottom of the watch. This is a screw-down case back, and it's 316L stainless steel, and of course has the Addiesdive branding all over it. And now let's move to the top of the watch and have a look at the bezel. The bezel is a coin edge grip and looks nice from the profile. It's also extremely well done and has a mineral bezel insert. The bezel itself is kind of low-key, and it's not designed to be the center of attention, and I like this look because it doesn't distract from the dial, and just a heads up, the bezel is loomed. And let's have a listen to the bezel. And the bezel feels good. It's got good friction, and the clicks are very distinctive. There's a slight bit of backplay, but nothing to be concerned about. I really do like this deep black that's on the bezel. There's a slight blue coating on the sapphire glass as well, and that offers a nice contrast when the light hits it correctly. Also, these pushers look like they're screw down, but don't be mistaken, they are not. And what of the bracelet? Let's have a look. This bracelet is surprisingly good. Certainly it's better than expected. It has solid links and solid end links. The bracelet sits nicely in the lugs, no free play, no gap. It literally just sits there. It's very precise. It also has a nice milled clasp, and to be a 5-link bracelet, it has nice tolerances. We have a double locking fold over signed clasp as well. This bracelet also wears nicely. It's not heavy, and even better, it's very fluid. It simply fits well. It's also made of 316L stainless steel and comes with 5 micro adjustments. This bracelet is a steal for a watch in this price point. And let's do a lume test. It fades pretty quick. It's really disappointing, honestly. Okay, there is some improvement with the lume, no question about that. Okay, let's talk about the dial. As mentioned earlier, this watch is available in 2 variants, the white and the black. Today, we're going to focus on the darker of the two, and make no mistake, this is a very deep black. It shows great depth. And notice the white minute track around the outer edges of the dial. This is such a beautiful contrast. Large numerals from 1 to 12 circling the dial, and they look just fantastic. And there are also 2 subdials, one at the 3 o'clock and one at the 9. On the left side of the dial at the 9 is the 60-minute counter, and on the right side at the 3 o'clock is the 24-hour counter. This Panda dial is well balanced and even. Notice there's no date window, and I applaud that decision, but I'm quite sure many of you would have preferred it be there. And just under the 12 o'clock position, we have branding. Addiesdive is written in cursive and provides an elegant look, very retro and classy. At the 6 o'clock, we have the depth of 200 meters in block and in white print. The hands are perfectly matched with this dial. The minute hand extends all the way out to the outer edge of the dial, and I like the hour hands extending to the inner tip of the numerals. That length does help with providing balance. And notice that Addiesdive uses all of the real estate of this dial. They left nothing out and did so in a way that doesn't look cluttered. It's a nice design and very well executed. And have a look through a 45-degree angle into that dial through that domed crystal. You'll get some interesting looks with this type of crystal. Okay, we're at that part of the video where we'll put it all together and try to figure out exactly what it all means. And how do we do this? We do it with a segment we like to call Gripes and Likes. And we'll start with the gripes, the bezel insert. It's made of mineral crystal. And I realize they may have to do that in order to keep the cost down, but it's still mineral crystal. And number 2, all that high polish on the flanks. This is going to be a fingerprint nightmare. And also an observation. Addiesdive claims to have 200 meters of water resistance, yet those pushers are not screw down. Can both be true? And now the likes. Number 1, the dial on both of these watches is outstanding. It's elegant and classy. And number 2, the domed sapphire crystal. That domed crystal provides you with a level of confidence that you don't have to worry about scratches. And number 3, that bracelet. I'm very surprised at the quality of a bracelet in this price point. They did a good job. And number 4, I like the case build. It's got some heft to it. It's solid. That's a man's watch. So, do we recommend this watch? Oh yeah. All right, you guys made it to the end of another video. If you like what you saw today, please take the time to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It would mean a whole lot to us. And if you feel like today was a complete waste of time, don't like the video, but I do need you to subscribe because we'll do better next time. And if you have any questions about either of these 2 watches or any of the other 200 that we have on our website, go to www.mydudewatch.com. And lastly, we did put affiliate links down in the description. So if you have any questions about it, or if you want to go and see if you're interested in purchasing it, if you do, My Dude Watch gets a small percentage of a bonus, but you don't pay any more. And that's a wrap. My name is Jason with My Dude Watch, and we'll see you next time. But don't forget, dudes can't be late.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.